And many people are actually too hard on themselves, and it is a sign of the high standards. If you find yourself being hard on yourself, then you have to step back and think rationally. Because what's the benefit of it? Look, having high standards is actually amazing. Not so many people have that. But you have to know that brings you down. But if you're giving yourself a hard time all the time, you're constantly pushing yourself to the ground by giving yourself pressure and suppressing your possibility and your own weight. Because it is a pure pressure. What you need instead is to get a mobility so that you can take an action, move around, and create a possibility into actual reality. What is up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome for the first time. My name is Show, and check this out. Look at this microphone. It's dope ass microphone I've got down there. It's dope ass, super cool, professional microphone. I want to be like a Snoop Dogg. So I'm just gonna let it flip and let it drip, baby. Yeah, sounds like a coffee beans. I'm just testing my microphone because it's so cool. Alright guys, so in this video I'm gonna talk about the key to actually get out from this being hard on yourself status, like, state of being, and get yourself free. Like, free yourself from this cage of being hard on yourself. And what I want to talk about instead of being hard on yourself is being disciplined. There's absolute beauty of being disciplined. It gets you grow instead of it get you like suppressed, like pure pressure on your shoulder. And here's big difference between being hard on yourself and being disciplined. And I really want to dig deep in this discipline and how you can actually implement in your daily life, from somewhere that you can actually do. And that's okay, because everyone started somewhere. I started somewhere, and this is how I changed my life, in a bigger scale. But it comes down to small choices that I made. And that's the beauty and that's the benefits of being a discipline instead of being hard on yourself, because there's literally no benefits or whatsoever. There's definitely a little creature somewhere. We often judge ourselves and blame ourselves, and that will literally linger for quite a long time if you make it a pattern. We're a habitual creature. So if you keep blaming yourself, if you keep judging yourself, that becomes your habit. And you're literally sabotaging your own progress from the spiritual degree. It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't make you feel good, feel proud. You just navigate yourself towards the depression. Because technically you're suppressing yourself, suppressing your soul, your possibility, your physical self, your mental and spiritual self. Oh, that's a bird. It is carrying unnecessary weight on your body, on your soul. And just because you have a tendency to aim high. But you have to know it's coming from your ego, your insecurities, maybe from past experience. Maybe your parents used to give you like, oh, you have to get 9 out of 10, you have to get A+, stuff like that. And then you start to kind of like trying to match with their expectations. So you start to be this, high standard self with pure pressure on yourself. Now you have a tendency to aim high, to have a high standards, which is fucking amazing, man. Or even from your creativity, you became perfectionist type of person because you were pure artist, bottom of your heart. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't make you any benefits. The Leonardo da Vinci, he was very perfectionist. There's actually a story of him that he did paint quite a lot of work, but there's not so many out there because he literally just tore it down because he didn't like it. And he could easily make one painting in a couple of years, but it's because he was very, very perfectionist. And if you're an artist, you wouldn't say, oh yeah, that's not coming from your insecurity, that's not coming from your ego. But it is, because that work is your child. You want to educate your art with your creativity. If you see some part that you didn't like or you're not convinced, then that's resonating something emotionally, because that's exactly how it makes you a creative person. So in any situation, if you find yourself being so hard on yourself, like, oh my god, I couldn't get 9 out of 10, I just got 7 or 8. But look, that's fine. 7 is good, 8 is good. So what's happening is that you're not acknowledging the fact that you actually got 7 and 8, and that required quite a lot of effort, time, and study, like whatever it is. You just ignore all the shit that you've done, and you're now completely focused instead of paying attention of everything what's happening. You're just too focused on one single aspect. You just got below what you were aiming. What you really need is a discipline. Like, how does it make you feel when you are too hard on yourself? Does it make you feel good? Does it make you feel blessed? Does it make you feel aroused or excitement? It doesn't make you feel good in general. But if you can't change anything, what we can change is that how you can learn from it and how you can actually feel. Let's face it, even if you're happy with what you got, even if you're sad with what you got, nothing will change. The number won't change. The fact that you got 7 out of 10 instead of 9 out of 10 doesn't change, because what's gone is gone. If you are very hard on yourself, and if you acknowledge yourself sometime being hard on yourself, that means you can retension that energy into discipline. You have a high standards, you have effort, and which you can retention it and into physical energy, so you can stay disciplined on your mind and on your body. And as I said before, if you're being hard on yourself, which means you're suppressing your possibilities. But if you're being disciplined, you're actually navigating your growth. And both being hard on yourself and being disciplined comes from your mental behavior, which is how you're actually thinking. You know, the moment when you start to negotiate, you never go to the gym. You just start to be like, maybe I can go to tomorrow. And then you just end up just not going tomorrow anyway. Hardest part of being disciplined is to actually step forward. First step will be like the hardest part. You have to go to the gym, but once you get to the gym, you're probably a beast. But you have to go to the gym. That's the first step, and that is the hard part. And you need to understand this mental behavior, because you have a pattern, certain pattern, right? And if you can bring up yourself to this point of saying, okay, I'm going to the gym. I know back of my head saying like, tomorrow. But if you actually decide and just go to the gym, it seems like a small step, just going to the gym one day, right? But this small aspect, the smallest thing, can flip the biggest motherfucker on earth, because it is directly connected to your growth, your success, your happiness, your love, everything. And again, what you need is discipline. And you have to acknowledge your strength. You have to acknowledge you have a power, and then you have that effort, and then you have the ability. Now you have to convince yourself into the more positive sense of manner, which is you have to affirm yourself that you're strong, and then you can do it, instead of suppressing your possibility by being hard on yourself and telling yourself, I'm worthless, I can't do it, I'm not good enough. You have to affirm in the positive. You have to affirm exactly the opposite way. You're free to use any words, and you're free to feel any emotion you feel, to think anything that comes up in your mind. And we have a choice in that. And if we have a choice, then you have to ask yourself rationally, what would I choose? What would I choose? What word would I choose? What emotion would I choose to get to where I want to go? End of the day, we can only experience our life. Everything that comes to our 5 organs, 5 senses, everything else, we can't experience it. That means our life has a limit in a certain perspective. You can't clearly experience something that outside of your reach. Then it's actually rational, and it's better, 100% better, to focus or paying attention on what we can actually experience and what we can change, instead of looking at something that we can't change or we can't even experience. So you got to focus on yourself and start doing it now. Change the smallest thing you can find in your daily life. The way you think, the way you feel, the brushing your teeth, like anything that you can find, the way you eat, everything, the way you walk. These smallest things can actually flip the whole fucking life. And without being tempted by other people's success, it's easy for us to look at other people's success and get jealous. But it is hard for us to actually acknowledge the hard work and effort and countless failure that other people had before success. And what's gone is gone. Don't look back, look forward straight away, because God didn't give us the 2 eyes back of the head. They gave us in front of a face, so that we can look forward and keep moving. The best practice you can do is meditation. And of course, you can join my session. I'll be hosting every month a meditation session, and in a different way. And you can start taking a cold shower. It literally change your life, and start going to gym. You know, it requires a lot of discipline as well. And you can try anything to retention your energy onto discipline. And I'll promise you, the growth that comes with it, it's unbelievable, and it's going to blow your mind. Alright guys, with this said, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this will encourage you to make a different decision, you know, to change a small thing in your daily life, and to stay disciplined and stay beautiful. Alright guys, love you guys. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification bell, and leave a comment and smash the like button and everything. Man, that was smooth. It's my first time that I could say everything smoothly at the end. So, okay, fuck. Trust me guys, you got this. Alright guys, love you. Live your life like a movie.